Honestly, I agree with all the women here that I do believe that a genuine men at like a whole, all of them want a traditional woman, basically, that understand what men should be, because they do have more of a mindset that men are the caregivers and then women are the ones that support them in a way. And for like, that's why I'm just not that.
I think, yeah, I mean, what, like the kind of guy so you saying that you like to project some sort of dominance on a man. Like, what kind of a dude would accept that?
That's why it's I have met men that are like that, but men do have that, very masculine, where they try to overcome you. So where I've noticed in relationships or try to date that it becomes like a battle. Like, it's kind of hard being in relationships with me because I do have that mindset. Yeah,
so I think women like you just haven't quite realized why you do that yet.
Yeah, and
but the reason why I'd say that you do that is because it's a wall that you put up in to say that I want the most masculine guy who knows how to put me in my place.
That's what a lot of people believe, that I have this wall up, or where women have this thing. But it's in
your nature. Every fiber of your being wants a man who's going to be a leader, masculine, protecting you, provide for you. So you don't essentially want to dominate a man. You want to. It's a bad strategy, if I'll say so, but you're going to put up this front to say, I'm going to give you an attitude and you have to put me in my place.
That's
and then eventually, if you put me in my place, maybe I'll submit to you.
I'm willing, like I can be very submissive to a man that will understand that, like, there's boundaries for me as a dom femme. Like, there is, like, I will totally submit to a man, but there's also where you have to be submissive to me as well. Like, it has to be like a very understanding arrangement that I would have with a man.
In what sense does he have to be submissive to you?
I would say that, like, in the point where he cannot be controlling in a way, because I know I wouldn't be controlling even as a dominant person. I would just be like, when somebody listens, because I would listen to them, it has to be like a win-win type of situation. Like, I cannot go for men that think, oh, I'm the man, I can control you, because this is how women should be.
Can you think of any other situations in life where there are two leaders?
Two leaders, I would say.
Every team sport.
In a team sport?
Every team sport has multiple captains.
Isn't like London?
Yes,
like, where's the print?
All of the NHL has multiple co-captains.
Occasionally in team sports, you will get multiple captains, but there's still a hierarchy. So I mean, that person is still the leader, and then above them,
Queen Elizabeth?
You've got the coach.
Didn't she have a king?
So there's not normally two coaches.
No.
Right?
King consort.
That's what I was thinking.
Anyways, there's not normally two coaches though, right? So you've got the team sport, there might be two captains, there might be a co-captain, but then above them is the coach. The coach calls the shots, right?
I mean, in theory, multiple teams have several coaches. I mean,
but one of them's the line, one of them's the back coach, one of them's the defensive coach, whatever. But then there's the coach at the top who calls the shots, right? And it's the same with CEOs. It's the same with kings. You don't get two kings in a kingdom. So the reason why we have this is because human beings naturally order themselves into hierarchies. And it's the same with a relationship. If you want a relationship where you guys are both the boss, essentially, by the way, that just means that you're the boss. Because if you can tell a man when you're going to be submissive and when you're going to be not submissive, that means you're the boss.
But yeah, it's just like I just can't, like, I just don't like the mindset that men have, where they have to think that they have to be that way with women, and it's like, I don't know, I don't like it. I might as well just be gay, honestly.
I think if a man does it in the proper way, like respectfully, and makes you feel safe, then even when you are a super dominant woman, then you can allow yourself to feel submissive.
Exactly.
And, like, be submissive to that partner. But in general, your personality is more dominant. That doesn't mean that you're now not a dominant person. You're just not dominant with that person.
Yeah, and I don't mean like being dominant by giving attitude or anything like that. I just
You like, really? You don't give attitude?
I'm a very sassy person. I'm a very sassy person, but it's also that I'm just in that realm. Like, I think like a man, I guess, in a way, but I just don't want to feel like I'm being triumphed over. Like, men feel like they have to try to dominate me because that's what men do, basically.
Yeah,
I want to have the word in a relationship as well.
Yeah, it's something that like modern women all have to deal with. This idea that submission is oppression when it's not actually. I like to use the Mufasa reference. If you watch The Lion King, is Mufasa an oppressive leader? Everyone loves Mufasa. that he's the boss. Everyone listens to Mufasa, but he's a benevolent king. It's an archetype. You've got you've got Scar, who's an evil king, and Mufasa, who's a benevolent king.
Yeah.
So if you find a Mufasa, maybe you wouldn't mind being.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying that there is someone out there for me that has the understanding that they're okay with who I am as a woman, and how that, and not just because I can't be submissive. I definitely can. In my relationships, I had to pull that role off because they were very dominant, and I did it for a long time, and I just knew that wasn't me. Like it was really hard for me to be that submissive in a way. Like a part of me just felt like I was being oppressed, pretending to be someone I'm not.
Yeah, the problem is though, if you went into a relationship and you were like, look, I'm dominant, I want to dominate you, and he goes, okay, sweet, step on my nuts, or like whatever these guys want you to do to them.
I'm submissive in the bedroom, that's for sure.
They always are. But yeah, so if
that's for sure.
If you wanted to go into that sort of relationship, then you would end up hating him and resenting him. It happens every single time. These women, they act like they're all feminist. They want to dominate a man. They want to say, I'm going to be the boss. And then they end up hating him because every fiber of their being wants him to lead them.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, because I've had the two relationships I was been in. They tried to lead me, and I hated them for it. So
maybe they just didn't do it right.
It's just not my.
Or maybe it's an attitude problem coming into it as well, though. Because if you come into it with the mindset of I'm going to be the boss, but then secretly you want him to be the boss, because if you're submissive in the bedroom, then that's the ultimate form of like physical submission. So there's obviously you're a submissive girl. So
I can be. Yes.
If you come into it with that sort of attitude, then there's going to be all sorts of problems. Have you tried coming into it with the attitude of bowing for him at the door, having his noodles ready?
I like Asian men, so I would definitely do that for you.
Really?
Yes.
What do you like about Asian men?
Everything.
I feel like you're trolling me.
No, I love Asian men. I'm going to Korea for my birthday. So.
Which part?
I'm going to Seoul.
North? No.
Yeah, I'm going to Seoul, and then I'm going to Japan.
Are you going to have a t-shirt that says I love Asian men?
I have a custom-made shirt that says who wants a green card.
Oh. Are you one of those anime girls who likes anime?
Oh, no.
When I went to South Korea,
these women are not only tone police spots, but they clearly do not want no man. They want a simp beta liberal. Not only do these women not bring anything to a real man, they are clueless, brain dead.
Well, Trump.
That's great. Thank you, Trump. Pretty sure I just fixed it. Fucking 300 IQ.